Hi, welcome back to Caitlin being an idiot. um, YouTube cut off my first video. We had some issues, so I didn't get to answer all of the questions I got. So I'm going to try and finish up with this one. We left off right at fat fetishes and are they acceptable or demeaning. I sort of see both sides of this because a lot of people feel that it's demeaning because it's objectifying of fat bodies, and I can agree with that. But some people feel there are some positive sides, especially in the porn industry. Like it is good to see bodies like your own in a sexual manner, like, hey, people find that attractive, or cool. Um, but at the same time, like, there's a good and a bad side of encouraging, like, seeing fat bodies sexualized. Like, of course, everybody wants to feel like their body type is sexy and people are attracted to them. But at the same time, like, it gets to a point where you're overly sexualized. Like BBW is a fetish porn. There's not thin white girl porn, but there is fat girl porn, and there's black porn, and like, it's a specialized sort of thing. And I'm not trying at all to compare fatness to being a person of color, but I'm just saying that those are things that they have turned into fetish porn, rather than like, oh, hey, it's just porn and that person is fat, or that person is black, or it's a specialized kind of thing, which sort of makes it feel like, for a lot of people, like, it's a very demeaning thing to have your body reduced to your fatness or your skin color, or whatever it's, or like, your how able-bodied you are. Like, there's handicap porn, which is a whole new level of whatever. We won't even go there. I mean, it can't, but at the same time, like, if you have a consensual, like, fat fetish relationship and that's what you want and you're happy, more power to you. Go for it. Like, I'm all for consensual relationships of all forms. So yeah. Coexistence of all body types. I feel like this one's a long ways off, guys. I am totally, like, pro body acceptance. I believe that just because I am not attracted to a body, that doesn't mean that no one will find it attractive. You can be body positive and still have a preference, And I think that, I feel like we have a major breakthrough coming. Like, there's more of a real body revolution, like, the idea is that, what a body should look like, and what's acceptable and what's normal. And I feel like we're starting to sort of break through the mold, and people are realizing that, hey, maybe the diet industry isn't the most reliable source on, what you should weigh or what you should look like and what's healthy. Like, they make their money from you thinking there's something wrong with your body. Maybe they're not the most reliable source. And I just think that it might take a while, but eventually people will realize that there's nothing wrong with being fat or being thin, or being handicapped, or whatever. There's nothing wrong with your body. Your body is fine just the way it is. Am I rambling yet? Alright, and now for Caroline, we have intersectionality and the lack of it in fat acceptance. And this is a big one, but I'm going to try to say as little as possible about it, because I don't, that there've already been a billion white girls with opinions on intersectionality. So, we have a major problem with intersectionality in all movements, not just fat acceptance, but, in feminism and equality. Like, it's always a problem. Things start out as, hey, let's make things better for everyone, and turns into, let's make things better for white, able-bodied, cis women, And even even within the movement, like there's so much that's not represented, and and it's not a true representation of how fat bodies look or how bodies look in general. Like, I promise you, people of color do exist. They're out there. We just sort of shun them away from our movement and don't include them because we're a very white centric society. And I try to be aware of that as a blogger, because I have people looking at my blog as inspiration, and I want them to see. I want them to always find a representation of themselves, to always be able to find a body that looks like theirs, no matter what it is. And we have a lot of problems with that. So just be aware. Be aware that there are fat people of color who want to be represented, and that they have things to say too. And as an ally, it's your job to listen. And there's this saying that goes, people are like, well, I'm giving a voice to the so and so. Oppressed people have a voice. The problem is that nobody's listening. So try not to speak over. Try to shut up and, listen to what needs to be done and the feelings of others. Um I feel like I just said a whole lot of words and didn't really talk about anything. Always feel free to message me to clarify anything, or if you feel that I've goofed up and said something I shouldn't have said, or said something that was fucked up, like, message me and call me out. Like, I always appreciate that if if it's correct. So, yeah, that's that. Bye.